Hello, I'm Anthony Giarrusso, also known as Yellow Polo Giarrusso. I'm a world traveler and I traveled to Lawrence, Massachusetts. The locals call it Lance, Massachusetts. Get the water from downstairs. Lawrence is a city with old paper mills and monuments. Visiting this area, you're going to really feel like you're in a true historic New England town. A lot of the buildings are quite old, and you can see that they're very aged and outdated to modern technology. However, there's still this very romantic quality about this city. And what's also remarkable is how modern technology has been able to retrofit itself within the old. One of my personal favorite companies, New Balance, they actually have an assembly plant right there in Lawrence, Massachusetts. And I've been to their factory store and I've purchased some very nice sneakers from them. Also, they have a whole bunch of New Balance types of clothing in there, not just shoes. And they have all these different New Balance accessories. It's pretty cool. The New Balance factory outlet in Lawrence, Massachusetts. It's no longer there, but Pappy's Bakery used to be my favorite place to get pasticciotto. For those who don't know, that's an Italian pastry that's baked with this really delicious cream on the inside. My favorite personally was the vanilla flavored ones, but they also had chocolate, and I used to eat them both. But I'd usually order vanilla ones the most. And personally, out of all the places in the entire world, I thought Pappy's Bakery had the best pasticciotto, which is plural for pasticcetti. Now, Fisichella is on another road, but pretty much right down the street from where Pappy's used to be. And Fisichella's Bakery has the best cassata cakes that I have ever had in my life. It's an Italian rum cake, and it's very delicious, very moist, with very succulent frosting on it. On Common Street, the best pizza in all of Lawrence comes from Napoli Pizza and Subs. It's right across the street from Tripoli's, which Jay Leno claimed had the best Italian bread that he had ever had, but I actually disagree with him. And I really don't like Tripoli's for their pizzas. They're just not a pizza that I could ever really enjoy. And their sauce is way too sweet to even be Italian. But if you want something more Italian, go across the street to Napoli Pizza and Subs, and you'll get what you're looking for. I used to go in there during the Italian feast, and we'd eat all different types of things, but I always loved getting my pizza at the Italian feast from Napoli Pizza and Subs. This Italian feast is known as the Feast of the Three Saints. And for those people who acknowledge the sainthood, you should definitely come and visit, because they have it every single year during Labor Day weekend. Napoli Pizza and Subs has now since closed down since 2021. However, when I was writing my book, Napoli Pizza and Subs was still open. make sure to get a copy of my book, Travel with Me, Anthony M. Giarrusso. You can buy it at www.lulu.com. That is lulu.com in their bookstore. Get them before you can't get them in the future. It is put on by the St. Elfio Society. And when you see their parade of the three saints, you always say, Viva Sant'Elfio! The three saints that are represented in this amazing Italian feast are Elfio, Philadelphio, some people pronounce it Sereno, some people pronounce it Carino. And it's so much fun. I've been going to that ever since I was very little. And my parents, their favorite things to get are the Crispellis. They love Crispellis. And I'd also get the pizza, the hot sausage wrapped in a roll, fried dough, and I loved the Italian ice that I'd get, like the real authentic Italian ice, and of course, pasticciotto and lobster tail. You eat a lot when you're Italian, especially if you're at a feast. I've met Italians at that feast that drove all the way from Pennsylvania just to come for this magnificent event in Lawrence, Massachusetts. The Italian-style money offerings will go to help the world-famous Holy Rosary Church in Lawrence, Massachusetts. And for those who don't know what lobster tails are, it's a pastry that's elongated. It has almost like a croissant crust to it, but it's a little bit thinner and it's a little bit more vertical. But it's similar in its flakiness, but it's not the right shape. It's a little different than a croissant. A lot better tasting than a croissant. And it has this really delicious light cream in it. Very Italian. Salvatore's Restaurant is a classy Italian establishment where they cook garlic bread on ciabatta bread with mozzarella baked right on top of all the butter and garlic and seasonings. Raviolis are my favorite thing to get there, and I order it with a red sauce. The guy who owned that restaurant, he used to drive one of my favorite vehicles of all time. Not my favorite, but one of my favorites. I've got many favorites. He had a dark blue Chrysler Prowler. I don't know if he has it anymore, but that was a beautiful vehicle. And he used to park it outside the restaurant. Other things that you can do there include the Great Stone Dam and Den Rock Park. I remember going over the Duck Bridge. It had this green metal and was just really pretty, especially back in the 90s. Nowadays it's a little bit more rusted, but it still looks pretty good even in 2023 from some of the images that I have seen. I will always have memories going over the O'Reilly Bridge. Mostly because every time that I went to go get a haircut from my uncle's girlfriend, my mom would always drive me underneath that bridge. It's a bridge that has like two bridges on it. So you have people driving on the bottom of the bridge, forward and back. Same on the top. It's really unusual. And we'd always drive underneath in the shaded part of the bridge. It was just a lot of fun, and I just have some really great memories of that. There are plenty of places to go shopping. You got big name brands and you got a lot of mom and pop stores. If you like to shop, I recommend at least considering going to Lawrence to shop. I also recommend if you wanted to vacation in Massachusetts, you should do it in Lawrence, Massachusetts. That way, if you want to do something in a different city, you're kind of in the middle of the state and you can have access to just about anywhere in the state from Lawrence. I am Anthony Giarrusso. Have a wonderful day. Bye.